Hello, and welcome to another vlog. This past Thursday, I attended a forum at Dalhousie University in which Rick Hansen was awarded an honorary doctorate. After the ceremony, he spoke and answered some questions, and following the event, I had the opportunity to meet him. It was an amazing experience and one that I won't soon forget. Anyway, this week's theme is chronic kidney disease, but we'll talk more about that later. First, I want to talk a little bit about Hal-Con. Now, for those of you who don't know, on Saturday I attended Hal-Con in Halifax, which is basically Halifax's version of Comic-Con. Now, I did go in costume. Originally, I was planning as going as the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who, but that costume fell through. So in the end, I decided to go as one of the Men in Black, along with my father, who was accompanying me to the convention. Anyway, check out my Instagram if you want to see that photo. Now, pretty much everyone at the convention was in costume, with the exception of a few of the staff and volunteers and a few of the other festival or convention goers. Um, and some of the costumes were amazing, way cooler than my costume. And you could tell that people worked on them for a long time. I mean, all the costumes were great, but there were some that stood out more than others. Now at the convention, there were a lot of celebrities. There were a lot of uh, vendors and exhibitors. There was board games, video games, a lot of demonstrations, and a ton of activities. Um, Now, while we were there, we did attend a Q&A with LeVar Burton, in which he talked a little bit about his experience on Star Trek and Reading Rainbow and some of the other shows that he was on and answered some of the audience's questions. And that was really cool. Now, I'm not really much of a Star Trek fan myself. I don't hate the show. It's just not a show I've really gotten into. But I will say, even as someone who isn't really a big Trekkie, it was a very interesting event to attend, and I really did enjoy it. And it was really cool to hear him speak. Afterward, we got a bite to eat, and then we uh, walked around to see some of the vendors and exhibitors. I bought a mystery box. Of course, I can't tell you what's in it because it's a mystery. And I even got to make friends with the Dalek. More on that later. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about accessibility. As I said in last week's vlog, um, I expected the event to be very accessible, and I was not wrong. Not only was the venue, which is the new convention center in Halifax, uh, fully accessible, there was an elevator and accessible washrooms on every floor. There was even a gender neutral washroom, which was good to see. And this was really good because there was events and activities taking place on every floor. But all the staff and volunteers were available to assist anyone with any accessibility needs that they might have. And some of the staff and volunteers were even people with disabilities themselves, which is good to see for two reasons. Because not only does it show the society that organizes Hal-Con cares about inclusion, but this in itself is an important part of accessibility because no one understands the needs of persons with disabilities better than other people with disabilities. So that really made me happy. Um, and of course, all of the staff and volunteers were very nice and very helpful, which is also very important. And there were even ASL interpreters available for those who were deaf or hard of hearing. Now, as is often the case, there is certainly room for improvement. It would be nice to see cart services for those who do not use American Sign Language because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, not everyone who is deaf or hard of hearing does use ASL, and those individuals oftentimes rely on services like cart services. It would also be nice to see some of the festival materials available in Braille or electronically, especially for those who are blind or low vision. Now, I do realize that the society has a limited budget and a finite amount of money that they can work with. So some of these things might be difficult and might not be possible to do, but I still think they're really worth looking into. Other than that, I really enjoyed the convention and I was really pleased with what I saw there, and I will definitely be going back next year. There's no doubt about it. So, about that Dalek. Now, for those of you who don't watch Doctor Who, Daleks are basically a race of extraterrestrials from the show Doctor Who, and they just so happen to be the Doctor's arch nemesis. Um, Now, at the convention, there was a man who had built a life-size replica of a Dalek, which looked and acted exactly like the real thing. Um, or maybe it was the real thing, who knows? Um, anyway, he went around the convention threatening to exterminate people, as Daleks do, and I had a really nice conversation with him. And it turns out he's a really nice guy, for a Dalek. Anyways, that's just a quick overview of what I did at Hal-Con. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and talk more about this week's theme, which is chronic kidney disease. Specifically, I want to talk about your kidney's purpose, the purpose of your kidneys. So your kidneys are a set of organs, there's two of them, that serve as both part of your circulatory system and also as part of your urinary tract. And their main role is to filter out waste and excess fluids from your bloodstream. So you can see why they're such an important organ. Now, the problem comes in when your kidney health starts to deteriorate. And there's a lot of conditions out there that can affect your kidney function, more than I can name. One of those conditions is chronic kidney failure. Basically, that disorder causes your kidney function to gradually decrease over time, and it can lead to kidney failure. And once you get to that stage, really the only cure is a kidney transplant. Now, it is true that dialysis is an effective way to treat kidney failure while someone's waiting for a kidney transplant, but the fact is it's not a cure. So it becomes really easy to understand why your kidneys are such an integral part of your body and why your kidney health is so important. Um, when one part of your body stops working, it typically has negative effects for your entire body. And I could use this as a stepping stone to talk about the importance of organ donation, but I think that's a topic uh, more suited for another time. It's definitely something I'll talk about in the future, but not in today's vlog. Anyway, on Thursday I'll be releasing a video in which I talk more about what chronic kidney disease is, what causes it, and how it's treated. So subscribe if you want to see that video. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, if you enjoyed today's vlog and you want to see more videos like this one, then please support me on Patreon. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you on Thursday.